Hello and welcome to the accidentally wibbly wobbly Gameweek 28 preview! Cheers. Finally, Liverpool losing the game. Up for a whole 10 minutes, never mind. But imagine if David Moyes was the one to stop Liverpool. It would have been the best thing a Man United manager has done in ages, and he's been gone for 6 years. But first, the Gameweek 27 review. Alright, I said this game was going to end a fat 0-0. But with Alonso, Giroud and a Rudiger own goal, the only goals, don't think anyone cares. So basically a 0-0, innit? Perfect straight away. Burnley, Madrid, sitting down Bournemouth for a bedtime story. That story is definitely going to be a nightmare for the Cherries after 2 disallowed goals, but it somehow ended 3-0 to Bournemouth. No, it didn't. 3-0 to Burnley. I'm not that wibbly wobbly, I swear. Palace vs Castle, battle of the buildings, and you know what? Just as boring as watching a building move. But with a great free kick to settle it. I'll give him that one. 1-0 it ended. Bang on my predictification again. This is easy, lads. Sheffield United, Brighton. Sheffield, lads. When are you going to realise that you can only win when Lord of the Lundstrom plays? Of course it was only 1-0. Get the Lord back in there. Back to winning ways. Do it. Not Danny Ings 2. Aston Villa 0. Now, I'm not a big fan of all of these other Southampton players suddenly knowing how to play football. How rude. Like, that's not on, lads. Please sort it out. It was Jesus putting his finishing touch on the end of a cross, and not for the first time, that settled this tight game to make my prediction exactly right again. Thanks, guys. But Man City missing another penalty. Pep, please put Edison on them right now. The Wolves going barking mad at Norwich. Woof, woof. With Jota out of nowhere almost getting 2 hat-tricks in 4 days. Not too bad, but 3-0 ended here. Aubameyang vs Everton. What a game. I said it would be, and it was only because I said so. But some really good play and good goals to make it a 5-goal thriller to Teta getting the win. Ending the week with Liverpool losing for a whole 10 minutes. At one point I was like, oh dear, is this actually about to happen? No, of course not. Salah and Mane coming to the rescue and getting the win. Damn, these guys are pretty good. Maybe they're good enough to win the league one day. And that is how the games ended. Liverpool now mathematically 4 games away from winning the title for the first time ever in the Premier League. What a team they are. But you know what? They're not as good as Swans alone, are they? With the game week average finishing at 45 points. Ooh. The highest being 126 points. But my team finishing with all the points with 59. Pushing my rank up again from 265k to 221k. We're all the way up. Going for that number 1 spot, lads. If any team can do it, the best team can do it with this. I think you should concentrate more on the left side of the team. That's where all the points be at. But Pope, my man, finally getting me points in my team instead of my actual bench. Even though he did concede twice, VAR was very kind enough to help him out and get him a nice 9 points. Actually making him the highest scoring keeper in the entire game right now. Well done, lad. In defence, can it get any better? Even without a clean sheet, Trent gets double digits with 2 assists and all the bonus points. Robertson even getting an assist for 4 points. And to top it all off, the Lord Lundstrom. I mean, he only got 1 point, but his loyalty is good enough to wish luck to the rest of the team, so that's good enough for me. Now, the midfield this week is, it could be better. Mane managing to get on the score sheet and also had another one ruled out, so could have easily had all the points, but I will happily accept the 8 points right now. Because De Bruyne got a tasty 3 points, and Grealish and Barnes got a very sexy 2 points combined. Alright, lads, I know it's Christmas every year, but you don't have to gift me with these huge scores every week. Too kind. But De Bruyne can do what he likes, though. He still kind of has like 26 FPL returns and the most points out of anyone in the game, so I'll allow it. Grealish actually had an assist disallowed and ended up getting a yellow, so could have easily been some points for what actually might be his last ever game for me. Boo. And Harvey Barnes didn't even start the game and then played Man City, but actually looked very good and almost got an assist, so can he complain with that 1 point? Moving on to the attack, where all the points are, kinda. Aubameyang! I got him 3 weeks ago, and he has scored a very kind 23 points in that time, including the 13 this week, which for some people is what they call a leggy, but for me is what I call leggy. 2 goals and all the bonus points is what he did for him, but with his blank coming up, I might actually have to get rid of this in-form Aubameyang. Oh dear. Jimenez, my Mexican magician. Only 5 points, lad. Sacked in the morning, if you ask me. But nah, he actually could have had a lot more if it wasn't for Jota suddenly being sexually aroused for every ball that was coming in. But I will definitely take those 5 points. Ending with Captain Daddy Ings. Wow, Daddy, you didn't have to spoil me with all 40 points. Like, if you do want to go and score 5 goals every week, that's fine, go and do it. Wait, you only got 4 points? Moving on, and we basically managed to get all the benching right again, apart from those little couple of points, but that doesn't matter. So after a captain blank and a player not starting, I will very, very, very happily take all 59 points in my back pocket and zoom all the way to number 1. But now on to the Gameweek 28 preview! Notice how half the screen is blank. Yeah, that's because half the games are blank, basically. Well, not really, but there's only 8 games going on. How boring is that? Practically relegated Norwich host Leicester first. Ha, you guys remember Pookie? 2-0 it will end here, but will Vardy be back in the goals again? That will only be decided if I decide to transfer him in. Shall I do it? Brighton Palace. There must be no signal in Brighton because this one is a really tough one to call. And it could go either way, but I think it's going to go whoever plays well on the day and they get away. But 1-1 I'm going for here. Bournemouth Chelsea. Bournemouth looking better now and can score goals if VAR lets them. But they actually won the reverse fixture, so could they do it again? Chelsea will just be hoping they're not playing Bournemouth Munich, so 2-2 I'm going for here. Newcastle Burnley. Now that is an exciting game. Everyone go get yourselves, go get your nan and everyone to watch every second of this super amazing game. They should make this game its own game week. Is that good, honestly. But 1-0 to Burnley Madrid it will be. West Ham Southampton. And you know what, it's actually a tough one to say here. West Ham can beat Liverpool for all 10 minutes, so they surely can beat anyone for all 90. But Southampton's Daddy Ings should be the difference when he lets his teammates score instead of him. So 2-1 it is to Southampton. Watford Liverpool. Now Watford were basically Real Madrid for 5 weeks. Now they haven't won in 5 and conceded 9 in that time. And I got a feeling Liverpool could also make that happen. But I'll be kind and say only 4-0 this time. Everton Man United. Now are United good? Or is it just Bruno? Everton have been in good goal scoring form, but also very, very, very good goal conceding form. So I think all the goals again at 2-1 United. Wolves Spurs. Really hard one to say. Wolves have been doing well and Spurs are just, well, Spurs still, aren't they? But with Wolves playing midweek, it could affect the game, so not too sure. So I'm going to go for 1-1 to be safe. Finishing the game week with not Villa versus Sheffield United and not Man City versus not Arsenal. Because they don't have a game. So that means my team before transfers, I will be making transfers, but before transfers is this. Now I have Grealish, Aubameyang, De Bruyne and Lundstram all with the A4 paper blank this week. And I'm still not too sure what to do. So I'm going to go through all my other players first and then we will get to them after. In goals, I think I'm going to have to go for Pope against Newcastle away over Ryan against Palace at home. Because even though that sounds better fun for Ryan, I just realised he only has 1 clean sheet in his last 16 games. Are you mad? Yeah, I'm mad because I voted him for all of those. And I played him over Pope for all of those weeks as well. Why? And not only has Pope had 3 clean sheets in his last 4, he's up against a Saint Maximum, who, to be honest, is more likely to do a Fortnite dance and score, isn't he? So, come on. In defence, we definitely have Trent, Robo and Sayuncu. Trent and Robocop play Watford away, where, you know what, I'm not actually that confident in a clean sheet, but as you saw last week, they really don't even need them. Trent has now had just as many assists as he did last season, and there's still 11 games left for them to play. And surprisingly, Robertson only had his first assist in 7 game weeks last week, but I'm very confident in at least one, both of them will both return this week again. Sayuncu is up against Norwich away, which could be difficult for a clean sheet. Norwich aren't exactly free scoring right now, but they can pass the ball, so if they decide to pass the goal in the goal instead of to each other... Do you like that voice crack? That was very good. That won't be good with it, but I think Sayuncu will get all the points easy. And right now, we have Kelly. You know what? I am willing to bet my entire channel, my YouTube channel, that Kelly will not concede any goals himself. Do you know why? Because he's not going to play. So not only do I have 4 players with a blank game, Kelly isn't going to be getting points, so we'll probably have to go. In the midfield, we have the sexy Sadio. Mane is the absolute boy. He was unlucky not to get more than just a goal last week, and I got a feeling he won't be slowing down at all for the rest of the season, especially against our wibbly-wobbly Watford defence next. He can do absolute bits. Captain? Question mark. Then we have the blanked Grealish. Now, I've got him in the 11 because he is going to be the one that will definitely be going. But I'll get back to that one, Jack. You go sit in the waiting room for now and be quiet, boy. Then we have RV Barnes. Now, he didn't start last week, and he misses so many chances, and he's probably never going to get a massive haul. But he's one of the cheapest Leicester's attackers, who is also one of the main attackers sometimes. And some games, he probably could score a hat-trick of missed chances, but I think he is very capable of at least one return, especially against Norwich away. Finishing the midfield with my only player with a home game currently. That's not good, is it? Cantwell. And not only has he not done anything for a while, he's also playing against my defender this week, so just not great, is it, at all? So all I can ask for is those 2 points. Just get me those, thank you, please. Finishing off the team with the attack. Jimenez against Spurs away, which could be good, but also you really can't tell with Spurs, can you? Then Danny Ings against West Ham team that... Is it getting better? I don't know. Maybe. But what is getting better is everyone else's form in the Southampton team and not Danny Ings. So he just has to watch everyone else score, which isn't good. Now, there is a chance that both of these could score this week, but I very highly doubt we're going to be expecting any hat-tricks from them this week. Now, transfers. This team will be a lot better for the game week, as I do have 2 free transfers and a whole 0.5 mil in my savings account. But the main question is, who do transfer? So I will 100 emoji transfer out Grealish this week. Now, he is a great player, and he has had 7 goals and 7 assists this season, which is probably the best for his value. But he actually has really tough games for the rest of the season. Now, a player as good as him in a team that kind of need to win if they want to avoid relegation could be a recipe for a lot of returns. But on paper, I think it's the most logical decision, which I think will at least pay off in the next few weeks, where I could even get him back in after that, so it's all good. Now, that would mean I would have 10 guaranteed players to play this week. So if I wanted a full team, I would either have to transfer out another player that's going to be blanking, or another player that's starting here. Now, Kelly isn't starting here, so that would definitely make sense. I get to keep Aubameyang, De Bruyne and Lundstram, all great players to own right now and probably for the rest of the season. But if I do transfer out Kelly to a playing defender, that means I would have to bench a player that is probably likelier returns every week. And I don't really fancy renaming myself to FPL Migraine, so no thank you. So what I think I might actually do is transfer out... Are you ready for this? Aubameyang! Yes, he's in form and he has great fixtures, but not only does he blank this week, Vardy, yes, top banger Jamie Vardy, has arguably better fixtures and is more likely to be the main man to score all the goals in great games, including one that is actually this game week. But not only that, Vardy does not have any European competition like Aubameyang, which could affect his minutes later on. So even though it might not work out, it's definitely the most logical thing to do right now. Now, the even better BBC good news is that if I drop Aubameyang to Vardy, that gives me all the monies to upgrade Grealish to any midfielder with 8.2 million, which is coincidentally the current exact price of Mr. Bruno Fernandes. So that is all I have for you this week. I am actually very wibbly wobbly right now. My captain will be discussed in my captain show later today. But thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now.